And I'm going to point this out. Matter of fact, I'm just going to let this video play.
If a woman is obese, but she exercises every day, she will outlive the normal weight woman who doesn't exercise. If a man smokes and he has high blood cholesterol, has high hypertension, but he exercises, he will outlive a man who doesn't have any of those problems, who doesn't exercise. If you don't exercise, you're going to die sooner. Mm-hmm. For every hour you exercise, you will live 3 hours longer. It's the Harvard alumni study.
I want to get up right now.
So, I say all of that to say that some people are born thin people, okay? It's naturally in their genes. They don't have to walk. They just, and it's hard to tell who those people are, right? And we just assume that everybody who is big is not exercising, when that couldn't, may not be the truth, right? So all I am saying is it is really hard to decipher between the two, because just like she was able to pinpoint all of these YouTubers who were obese and who had died for whatever reason because she didn't claim, I can probably pull up other YouTubers who are not big, who have passed along the way as well, and they are young in age as well. It seems like every day I pull up a YouTuber is dying. I'm like, what's going on? Do y'all not see that? I guess not. I mean, maybe just me. I'm just saying, let's tackle the real issue. And the real issue is better food. Like, we live in a country where the food has all kinds of toxins in it, maybe promoting exercising. And that's across the board, no matter how big you are. It should just be promoting, you should be exercising. You should care about the food that you put in your body. You should care about your internal as well as your external. Because you can go to the gym, do whatever. If you're putting toxins in your body, what is that going to do? What is it going to do? So I guess that's my point. It's like, are you genuine? Is it really a problem that you can see him like, oh, she's fat, automatically gonna pinpoint that she's fat. Yeah, but you just slept with 10 dudes like last week. No, I'm not saying she did. I'm just saying sometimes people have this tendency to point out other people's flaws, but then they have their own, and they're damaging themselves the exact same way, just in different kind of ways. Does that make sense? I guess I'm just everywhere.
Oh yeah, I get that correlation. I wasn't able to draw the narcissistic correlation.
Right, and I said it may not be that. It was just like the empathy, but Inaz broke it down. She called it something else, so I was okay with that. But I just was like, when did we ever become so just rude? Because that's somebody's sister. That's somebody. Those people didn't say anything wrong about it. All they said was, "I love myself. I'm big." Okay, but that's somebody's daughter. Just imagine if that was your sister, your mom, or somebody you love, and somebody made a video like that. Would that not piss the hell out of you? It's just, who are you?
I think for me, and I think we've talked about this before, is that's the bigger issue. Actually, I had said something earlier today about learning how to communicate with people appropriately when you're trying to send a message. Like, I think that's the problem. To be honest, I think that issue is bigger than the weight issue, is how we speak to one another. We do speak to each other with a lack of empathy, a lack of just caring for one, just caring for one another. Like, when you just have general care for humanity, you want to exhibit that care through what you say and what you do. And I think that's the part of where we are growing in that area of lacking those skills to be able to do that. It's just that whatever I say, whatever I think in my head should be able to come out of my mouth without any regard to whoever I'm speaking to. And either they accept what I say or don't, but there is no responsibility on me in terms of the way that I deliver it.
Yeah, I think that we got a large group of people who believe telling the truth requires you to be offensive. Like, for some, I don't know how they formulating it, but the statement, the truth hurts. So they might feel as though they're not telling the truth if they don't hurt you with what they're saying. I don't know where that came from, or why people believe it, but I've observed a lot of people feel like if I wanted to say somebody was overweight, and I said it in a way that was more palpable to the person where they could receive the message and not be on the offense, a person who wants to be like, yo, fat ass, would then say that I'm lying or being deceptive by not trying to offend the person and deliver the message. So were you saying that maybe that the people who want to deliver the message like that lady, like she died, are being narcissists because they're removing the empathy concept when they're speaking to people, and they're just saying blunt things to them in efforts to shock, awe, and humiliate the person? Was that kind of the line you were going with?
I didn't know what it was, but it
Okay.
wasn't normal.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
well, part of narcissism is a lack of empathy.
Okay.
But I don't necessarily think that that video represented that aspect of narcissism. Um, but to what you said, Marcus, I totally agree, is that people think that just because I'm honest doesn't mean that I need to be caring in my delivery of that honesty. And my thing is your goal, like, is the overall goal to just let the person know, let's say, that they're fat and nothing else? And if that's the case, then there is really no need for you to say anything, because most fat people know that they're fat. Like, it's not even something that you would need to say that you're overweight. Most people who are overweight know that they're overweight. So there's not even a need for you to necessarily say it. But if your goal is to, because I am concerned about, your welfare, if you have a personal relationship with the person, or just health and wellness is your thing. So anytime, you have the opportunity to speak on it, you will. But if the goal is to help another person recognize that, being obese is not healthy, here's some things that you can do, da 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 da. There is an approach to that if your intent is truly to try to encourage the person to live a healthier lifestyle and lose weight, versus just trying to humiliate the person because you don't like fat people.
But is there always a way to say it? Sometimes you could try to soften it up. You could try a different language. Some people simply just won't accept the honesty or the truths that you have to say to them. And we see that far too often. A lot of times people just simply cannot accept criticism regardless of how it was delivered. So for example, what if I told you
Don't
the
say
girl
that
that
at
did
all.
that? So what if I told you the girl that did that video, the first person in that video, she reached out to that person to meet them at the gym to work out, and then that person took their comment and did a whole nother video based on that girl's comment. So this was her way of saying I told you so.
So my
Does
point
that
is
change? Does that change
No,
how
it
you
doesn't
feel about what
listen,
she said?
no,
it
it doesn't
doesn't.
change anything
You see
because
what
you
you see what I'm saying? Like,
So
why
my
would I have empathy? I did my
No, the
part to
point
reach
is
out to
whether you
you
have
to say,
empathy and
hey, I had like we're talking about, do we have the other person's best interest at heart? But when you have that person's best interest at heart, and then they come out and they roast you, and then three and a half weeks later they die health related due to their weight. See, I told you so. Maybe you should have taken me up on my offer. Maybe there was time, but instead you decided to roast me when I said, hey, let's work out together. You decided to roast me, and I'm just talking about body positivity.
see,
so
my
let
Haha.
point
me
is
You see what I'm
let me
this.
saying?
Does
so
it
let me
change, like you said, does it, whether you say it nice or whether you say it mean, does it change the outcome of the person that you're trying to deliver it to? So my thing is, if the person is not in a mindset to make any changes at that point, you continuing to belittle the person or point the person out like, oh, that's why you're gonna die early, like all of that extra stuff, like, is at that point is not even necessary. It's like you extend the offer, like, I don't mind working out with you. We can go work out, blah, blah, blah. And then a person, if they're not ready, then you leave them alone. There's no need to keep belaboring the issue. A lot of times we think we can bully somebody into doing something that we want to do. And it makes you look stupid by doing that. Like, y'all look like people in general quick to say you can't, argue with a brick wall, or you can't argue by yourself. Once you put it out there, if you see that the person isn't receptive, then you going about your business. You just go ahead and move forward, and that's it.